Hello, all. Welcome to Inside Science new initiative, MARGHADARSHAN. This is an initiative to solve the PSIR previous year questions. Myself, NIKHIL, I am the Political Science and International Relations faculty at Insights. So let's go into today's question. Today I have chosen 2019 UPSC question. This is on Gramsci. So given a quote of Gramsci, they say that according to Gramsci, hegemony is primarily based on organization of consent, comment. So actually the question demands that what I need to explain that what is hegemony and how hegemony is based on consent. So here your introduction can be related to Gramsci. So write about Gramsci is a neo-Marxist. So I won't be writing the full sentences, I'll write the keywords that you can formulate when you write the answer. Then you can say one of the most important book written by Gramsci is Prison Notebooks. And Gramsci gave the idea of hegemony to explain that where Marx went wrong, or Gramsci's idea of hegemony gave the answer to the accusation of the criticism as that what Marx as a god who has failed. So Gramsci explained that what he said, it will be futile, it is futile to expect socialism to directly arise from the ashes of capitalism, The reason being is that he said Marx had neglected the role of civil society. So Gramsci came out with the concept called as hegemony, and what Gramsci told hegemony basically according to Gramsci was exercise of power through the manufactured consent. So this is more important because the consent is manufactured. It is manufactured by whom? It is manufactured by the civil society, which serves as what? Which serves as an agency of what? Or a structure of legitimization. So here you can draw the diagram or the flow chart where you can say this is the base, and intermediary Gramsci gave one more structure, that is the civil society, and civil society acts as a buffer to what? To the state. So obviously what did Gramsci call? Gramsci said the civil society is the structure of legitimization and state represents the structure of coercion. So if you go back to the question, what it says, hegemony is primarily based on the organization of consent. So who is manufacturing consent? The civil society. Then you need to say, in civil society, you need to explain the role of organic intellectuals, the class of people who arise with capitalism. In that regard, they are going to manufacture values within the society where they make capitalism more acceptable to the working class. Hence, the rule of the capitalism is not only through the coercion of the state, but it is also through the hegemony manufactured by civil society. Hence, for this reason, what Gramsci said, the revolution did not occur in the Western world. And what did he suggest? Saying that even the working class will have to build their own set of organic intellectuals. So he spoke about two wars, the war of maneuver and the war of position. So he spoke about two revolutions. One is the cultural revolution, the other is the political revolution. Hence, Gramsci believed that the single revolution what Marx spoke about was not sufficient. Marx had neglected the cultural values. Hence, Gramsci went on to become one of the greatest neo-Marxists that you can use as your conclusion. And you can say Gramsci's idea of hegemony has also influenced what the international politics, where Robert Cox also speak about the role of hegemony in international politics. So friends, this should have been part of your answer when you explain this particular question. So please always focus on addressing the demand of the question rather than mindlessly trying to include many codes and many content within your answer. And that is one thing what many students suffer is FOMO, that unnecessary reading a lot of content. It's all about writing a good answer. It requires decent content and more importantly understanding the demand of the question. Let's move into the second question of the day. The second question of the day is about critically examine Hannah Arendt's concept of triad, that is labor, work and action. So again basically introduction will be about Hannah Arendt. So what you can write about Hannah Arendt? So say that Hannah Arendt is a Cold War intellectual. Some also consider to be a confused thinker. So then you can say she's written this important work on human condition, where she mentions about the triad of what? Labor, work and action. And according to her, the labor is the lowest level of human activity, work is the second level of human activity, action is the highest level of human activity. Then you need to explain why according to her it is so. So one you can say, for her, labor basically represents individual meeting his biological needs, food, etc. So obviously that is the lowest level of human activity. So that does not differentiate man from animal in that regard. Even animal perform labor. Then there is some level of creativity with respect to work, where he is able to convert his natural conditions into everlasting things. Work where he had some level of creativity, but again she does not consider work as the highest level of human action. For her, highest level of human activity is action, and for her what action represents, it is participation in public affairs. It's participation of people as a community or groups. So indirectly she is saying in the political affairs where man should participate as a group. So speak of deliberations, and you can say she is also mooted the idea of participatory model of democracy. She has been influenced by Aristotle's idea of civic republicanism. And for her, only when people participate in public affairs, then you can say power is generated. And she believes that this is the highest level of human activity, that is action. Because the humans did not participate in public affairs because she's a thinker who is trying to explain her experiences. So you can say the reasons for growth of fascism in Germany, according to Hannah Arendt, was lack of public participation, lack of a public discourse on the fascist ideas in that regard, that led to anti-Semitism policies. But however, the criticism has been is that too much focus on public affairs will lead to neglect of personal lives and personal intimacy within lives, and you can say about the individual well-being, because she is largely seeing individual in terms of a group in that regard. But nevertheless, Hannah Arendt remains as one of the greatest thinkers whose writings led to what you can say a new way of looking at the idea of power. We can call it as the constructive theory of power. So that is what you can write as in your answer for this particular question about Hannah Arendt's conceptual triad of labor, work and action. So we'll come to an end to today's session. I'll meet you again tomorrow with a set of 2 new questions. As I said, for few weeks I'll be discussing questions on Western political thought and political theory. Then I'll move into Indian political thought. Till then, take care, stay safe.